The federal budget of the United States is a comprehensive plan that outlines the government's anticipated revenues and expenditures for a fiscal year, typically running from October 1st to September 30th. It serves as a financial blueprint for funding government programs, services, and activities, as well as addressing national priorities and addressing economic challenges. Here's how the federal budget allocates government spending in the U.S. Revenue sources. The federal government generates revenue from various sources, including taxes, such as income taxes, payroll taxes, corporate taxes, and excise taxes, tariffs, fees, fines, and borrowing, through the issuance of Treasury securities. Revenue projections are based on economic forecasts, tax policy changes, and other factors. Mandatory spending. A significant portion of the federal budget is dedicated to mandatory spending programs, which are established by law and not subject to annual appropriations. These programs include entitlements such as Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and other income security programs. Mandatory spending is determined by eligibility criteria and benefit formulas set in legislation and is generally automatic, based on demand or need. Discretionary spending. Another component of the federal budget is discretionary spending, which covers funding for federal agencies, departments, and programs that require annual appropriations by Congress. Discretionary spending includes both defense and non-defense spending. Defense spending encompasses military operations, personnel, weapons systems, and defense-related activities. Non-defense spending includes a wide range of government functions, such as education, healthcare, transportation, infrastructure, research and development, environmental protection, and social services. Budget process. The federal budget process involves several steps, including the President's budget proposal, congressional budget resolutions, appropriations bills, and budget reconciliation. The process begins with the President submitting a budget proposal to Congress, outlining the administration's spending priorities, revenue projections, and policy proposals. Congress then develops and approves a budget resolution, which sets overall spending and revenue targets for the fiscal year. Appropriations bills are subsequently passed by Congress to allocate funding to specific government agencies and programs. Budget reconciliation may be used to reconcile differences between the House and Senate budget resolutions and enact changes to mandatory spending and revenue levels. Budget deficits and debt. If government spending exceeds revenues, it results in a budget deficit, which must be financed through borrowing. The federal government issues Treasury securities, such as Treasury bills, notes, and bonds, to borrow money from investors and institutions. Budget deficits contribute to the accumulation of national debt, which represents the total amount of money owed by the federal government to creditors. The national debt reflects the cumulative effect of past budget deficits and is subject to interest payments, which can impact future government spending priorities and fiscal sustainability. Overall, the federal budget plays a critical role in shaping government spending priorities, funding essential programs and services, and addressing national economic challenges. By allocating resources to key areas of need and promoting fiscal responsibility, the federal budget helps support the functioning of the government and the well-being of the American people.